the attention of Miss Cynthia Corion that we've been here working at 9 o'clock in the morning, waiting for all departments' budget, the budget of departments to be deliberated upon. We are doing our job, and no one has the right to tell us to stop talking here. It is our duty and our job to perform our work here in the Senate. And you do not have the right to tell us what to do here. And telling the Deputy Minority Leader to stop asking questions. Kami nga, kahit matagal magtanong si Senator Risa, we never dared to ask her to stop asking questions. Who are you? Who are you to tell us to stop asking questions?
President, the gentleman from San Juan, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, is seeking the floor. I move that he be recognized, Mr.
A
President.
distinguished colleague from the city of San Juan, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it has come to my attention and the attention of our colleagues here in this August chamber that a certain head of an agency of the Department of Tourism has incessantly texted several of our colleagues, including the Senate President, including the Deputy Minority Leader, and I guess it's Senator Pia Cayetano, telling us or lecturing us to stop asking questions because according to that department head, she has been here waiting. She has been here since 1 o'clock waiting for their agency to be waiting for the budget of their agency to be deliberated upon. And may I call the attention of Miss Cynthia Corion that we've been here working at 9 o'clock in the morning, waiting for all departments' budget, the budget of departments to be deliberated upon. We are doing our job, and no one has the right to tell us to stop talking here. It is our duty and our job to perform our work here in the Senate. And you do not have the right to tell us what to do here. Imagine telling the Senate President, we've been here at 1 o'clock waiting for DOTC's budget to be heard. We've been working since last week, deliberating on all the budgets of the departments here. And telling the Deputy Minority Leader to stop asking questions. Kami nga, kahit matagal magtanong si Senator Risa, we never dared to ask her to stop asking questions. Who are you? Who are you to tell us to stop asking questions? Remember, if one of us tells the sponsor to defer the budget of DOT, what will happen to you? You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything here. If I move to defer your budget, or to slash the budget of DOT because of your actuations and because of your actions towards my colleagues here, what will happen to the budget of DOT? Imagine, even Senator Pia Cayetano, you've been texting her even before. That's what I heard from her regarding EJ Obiena's performance. She's a senator, she's a lawyer, she knows what to do. She's a senior member here in this August chamber. You've been a member of PSC, am I right? So you know how the budget runs here in the Senate, or even in Congress. You know, we spend wee hours of the morning here. Am I correct? And why are you complaining? The secretary is not complaining. She's a neophyte secretary. She never complained. Who are you to complain? The secretary is a good friend of all senators here. She never complained. Kahit siguro alas 3 na naman here yung budget ng DOT, hindi magre-reklamo yan. Because she knows what's happening here in Congress, or in the Senate in particular. I think our colleagues, they deserve an apology from you. If the majority leader, the Senate President, will allow us to suspend the rules and
Yes, actually, just to put it in proper perspective, my dear colleagues, rules are suspended to allow the secretary to sit down and on behalf of her agency, maybe explain.
Good morning, Mr. Senate President,
Good morning,
and
ma'am.
to the members of the Senate first of all, allow me to express my gratitude for your service to our country and to make things quite clear that the Department of Tourism fully respects the constitutionally mandated duty of the Senate to deliberate upon the budget of all agencies, including the DOT. We respect your mandate, we respect your discretion, and we fully appreciate your exercise of your duty even now to the wee hours of the morning. That being said, I share in your shock and dismay at the highly inappropriate, unacceptable, and out-of-line actions of the head of the Philippine Retirement Authority, the recently appointed GM Cynthia Carrion, who at the beginning of this day also actually approached me and demanded that we be placed first as far as the schedule of the deliberations of the budget. To which I immediately replied to her to say that we cannot do that because the Senate is an independent body and we must fully respect their schedule, their discretion, their time. We wait like everybody else because we are in their house. Notwithstanding that, imagine my shock and complete and utter disappointment when I learned that she, in defiance of what I had been very clear to her about, proceeded to send these inappropriate text messages. Upon my learning of these actions, as brought to my attention by Senator Nancy Binay, to whom I am very grateful for letting me know, I demanded that she issue an immediate and personal apology to all of the senators, including the good Senate President, for having acted at the height of impropriety, and also to make very clear that she acted on her own and without the imprimatur of the Department of Tourism or any other attached agency or official of the DOT. That being said, Mr. Senate President, she earlier apologized personally to the senators. Nevertheless, as a tacit manifestation of our commitment to set things right, I have already ordered my Chief of Staff to immediately conduct an investigation into her actuations and subsequent findings of the same to mete out the appropriate penalty that is appropriate to the impropriety of her actions. To close, since I am the head of the Department of Tourism, of which the PRA is an attached agency, I would just like to emphasize our due respect to the Senate and to your exercise of your duty. We yield to your discretion, and we thank you for your patience. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much, dear Secretary. And I accept the apology that you gave earlier. We just wanted to put it on record so that the other agencies would know, and all the other members of this government would know that we are doing this not to spite any government agency, but this is, again, as you mentioned, a constitutionally mandated duty for us to see each and every budget of each and every agency to make sure that the funds are spent effectively and efficiently for the people. And so we thank the good secretary. She went to see us earlier inside the lounge and she apologized on behalf of the agency. And it is in no way, Secretary, a reflection of your job. You're doing a great job as Secretary of the Department of Tourism. As I said, almost everybody here, or not everybody, loves you and supports you and the department and the great men and women of the Department of Tourism. You're doing a great job for the country. Keep up the good work. So let not this incident tonight frustrate you, and just keep soldiering on. But once again, thank you for that statement, Madam Secretary, and I believe we can already withdraw the suspension of rules.